Hi everyone, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Jennifer.
And we're here with week 4 Tasty Tuesday on the Sun Devil Fitness YouTube page. This week's episode, we're going to be making some energy balls. We've got 2 recipes for you guys today. One are carrot cake energy balls, and one is a pumpkin and chocolate chip energy ball. We added the chocolate chips for a little bit of razzle dazzle. So, this is what you'll need. For the pumpkin balls, you will need 3/4 cup of creamy peanut butter,
A half a cup of pumpkin puree,
1 1/4 cup of old-fashioned oats,
a half a cup of ground flax seeds,
and 3 tablespoons of honey. For our carrot cake ball recipe, you're gonna need 2 cups soaked pitted dates,
a half a cup of raisins,
1/4 cup of chopped pecans,
3/4 of a cup of grated carrots,
1 cup of unsweetened or sweetened shredded coconut,
1 cup of oats,
1 teaspoon of vanilla extract,
1 teaspoon of cinnamon,
1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg.
and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
You'll also need a bowl, a mixing spoon, a blender or food processor preferred. It'll be a lot easier with a food processor. And
Measuring cups and measuring spoons.
alrighty, let's get started. We're gonna start with our pumpkin ball recipe.
So I'll start by putting in some peanut butter. About a half cup.
Hold on. So we're gonna get a little messy, so we decided to bring some gloves so we could use our hands, because it's 100% easier to just mush it around with your hands.
Thank you, Kayla. Alright. Next we have 1 1/4 cup of oats. And we use chocolate chips instead of flaxseed because why not?
Figure we want a little bit chocolate. You can add flaxseed, you can add raisins, craisins, you can add whatever you kind of want with this.
And a half cup of pumpkin puree. You can do this from an actual pumpkin or you can get it in a can, whichever you choose. And you just mash that around. And I'm going to slowly pour in some agave syrup. The recipe calls for honey, but we decided to use agave. Agave is a little bit sweeter than honey. It called for 3 tablespoons of honey. We used about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of agave. And she's just mixing that up until it's well mixed and evenly mixed throughout the entire mixture. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes.
So I figured to add a little bit more flavor, we're gonna add some cinnamon and nutmeg, which is basically like the pumpkin spice.
Because it's fall and why not?
Why not?
So both cinnamon and nutmeg are really strong flavors. So just make sure when you use it to go easy on it. Especially nutmeg.
This is a very fun, soothing experience if you're really stressed out from exams or, I don't know, you have some kids in your household. It's a really fun activity to just get all messy and squeeze, kind of like an edible stress ball.
So these are also a really good source of all of your macronutrients, so your fat, protein, and carbohydrate. That's why they're called energy balls. They give you all of your macronutrients to energize you through the day. And they don't need to be refrigerated throughout the day. So you can just put them in a little snack bag and put them in your backpack and they'll hold all day.
So good on-the-go snack for breakfast, midway through breakfast and lunch, midway through lunch and dinner, or a nice midnight snack, whatever you want it.
All right, it's gonna go into the refrigerator for 30 minutes. All right, so while the pumpkin energy balls are chilling, we're gonna get started on our carrot cake energy balls.
So first we're gonna start and we're gonna pour our chopped pecans, our pitted dates. You should be able to just find these in a bag kind of next to the raisins in your local grocery store. And some raisins. You could also use raisins, it's up to you. And we're gonna run the blender. We're using this blender, but you would typically use about a food processor, but the Ninja kind of mimics a food processor because of all the blades. So this will do for us, but for you guys, ideally you would use a food processor. Oh, the lid. How to work the Ninja 101.
All right, turn the power on, and I'm gonna start on low. All right, so you start at low and then work your way up to medium and then high.
And we're just gonna do it one more time so I can push down the corners a little bit just to make sure everything gets finely chopped. Alrighty, now we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. First we'll add some of our coconut. You can use sweetened or unsweetened. I believe we have sweetened today. Oats. And some shredded carrots. We bought these pre-shredded so we wouldn't have to worry about it. You can obviously shred your own carrots. If you buy just like how a carrot would normally look, the long big ones, make sure you clean them, and sometimes you have to de-skin them.
Yeah, so you would peel them and then just grate them on a cheese grater.
Or if you buy like baby carrots, you just have to worry about grating them. But sometimes it's easier just to buy the pre-shredded.
Yeah, I think back when pre-shredded was only $1 or $2.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're gonna put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. A teaspoon of cinnamon. A quarter of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Nutmeg is really strong, so you guys want to go easy on nutmeg.
Be easy on her, she's sensitive.
Very sensitive. And a pinch of salt. Or a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. It's about the same thing.
I know it's weird to think, why do we put salt in a sweet treat like this? Do you want to explain why salt gets added to things like this?
So salt brings out the sweet flavor. It kind of rounds out the sweet flavor, so it doesn't overbear your taste buds and your tongue. Yeah, so the salt rounds it out.
Awesome. And then now we're going to put the lid back on and blend it again. So now we've got that all blended up. You just pour it in another bowl and start forming your balls. There you go. I'm going to put on some gloves because this is another messy process. I'm just going to give it another quick mix since we used a blender and not a food processor.
If you live near the Tempe campus, you can find pitted dates at right by the SDFC. I don't know, are they doing that right now?
Honestly, I have no idea. I know they did it last semester.
They do have date trees all over the Tempe campus, and they harvest them and sell them.
So each ball is going to be about inch. Yeah, they're going to be about an inch. You make them bigger or smaller, however you want to eat them. So these are a perfect little treat, just like the previous, to carry around with you for breakfast or snack throughout your day. It's also not allowed food to eat in lecture. If your professor allows it.
Oh, yeah. That can be quite embarrassing when you bring a snack and everyone can hear you chomping away.
Or you bring these to the movie theater, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I don't condone not, following rules, but we know people who do bring snacks, and I'm just saying this would be a very not loud snack.
And a healthy snack.
Got a lot of nutrients in here.
Yeah, again, this has your 3 macronutrients, your fats, your proteins, and your carbs. And this also has omega-3s and 6s in the pecans, and some beta-carotene and vitamin C. And from the carrots, it's going to give you antioxidants and help boost your immune system.
Notice my size balls are not coming out the same. That's okay.
Okay, while Kayla finishes rolling up her carrot cake energy balls, I'm going to start rolling up the pumpkin energy balls. So this is going to be the same process. I do about an inch. And once this has chilled for 30 minutes, it comes together really nicely. If you don't have time to put them in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, it's totally fine. It usually works out. The only suggestion I could have is if it is a little bit loose, you can just add a little extra pumpkin.
So these are our final product. We've got our carrot cake energy balls and our pumpkin energy balls. So I hope you enjoyed today's recipes.
And tune in next week for a fall recipe and a sweet surprise.
Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.